Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc are two of the brightest stars in the world of Formula One, but beyond the roar of their engines on the track, there's another side to these drivers, one where they're just as passionate about cars as they are about racing. Both are known to have impressive car collections that reflect their love for engineering, speed, and the sheer thrill of driving. But the real question is, who has the better collection? Unlike the track, can Leclerc finally manage to beat Verstappen? Let's take a deep dive into the cars of Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc, break down their specs, and see who comes out on top. But before we get into it, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel and help us reach more gearheads just like you. Now let's hit the gas and go racing. Max Verstappen's car collection is filled with the kinds of cars that make every gearhead's heart race. One of the crown jewels of Verstappen's fleet is undoubtedly the Aston Martin Valkyrie. This hypercar, often seen as the peak of automotive engineering, boasts a 6.5-liter V12 engine developed in collaboration with Cosworth, capable of producing a jaw-dropping 1,160 horsepower. Yeah, you heard that right, 1,160 horsepower. That's more power than some race cars on the track, and it's packed into a road-going car. This means the Valkyrie can hit 0 to 60 in just 2.5 seconds and reach a top speed of over 250 miles per hour. But what's the most insane feature of the Valkyrie? Well, you won't believe how it actually handles at top speed, so stick around to find out. What makes the Valkyrie truly special is not just its engine, but its lightweight construction and radical design. The car's body is made almost entirely from carbon fiber, and every detail has been honed for ultimate aerodynamics. The original price tag for the Aston Martin Valkyrie was a cool $3 million, but with its rarity and cutting-edge technology, the value of these cars has only risen since its release. Aston Martin only produced 150 units of the Valkyrie, making it not just a hypercar, but a rare collector's item. Max Verstappen's ownership of one is an indicator of his commitment to owning the finest machines in the world, and this car definitely fits that bill. In a way, the Valkyrie embodies Verstappen's style, aggressive, fast, and uncompromising. It's a car built for those who are serious about speed and technology, which is a fitting representation of Max's own approach to Formula One. If there was any car that could take you to the moon and back with ease, it would be the Aston Martin Valkyrie. Now, if there's one thing Charles Leclerc knows, it's Ferrari, but how will his character and personality withstand unearthing all that is rotten in the team? Well, as for hypercars, it is difficult to find a better company than Ferrari, especially if it comes up with something as extraordinary as the Ferrari Monza SP2. The Monza SP2 is the Ferrari of the modern era roadster, built with a naturally aspirated V12 that produces 810 horsepower. Now, if you put it in contrast to a number of current Ferrari's designs essentially inspired by technological advances, the Monza SP2 looks back to true Ferrari values such as speed, noise, and emotion. Ferrari Monza SP2 has a top speed of 186 miles per hour. While not able to compete head-to-head with the Valkyrie, it is a car that offers a completely different experience. With the Monza, it's not only about a fast line from point A to point B, it is about the roads themselves. There is no roof, and as a result, one is thrown right into the sound of that roaring V12 as you nail it to the IDI. This car is for a perfect driving freak, for a man who knows that the primary measure isn't in numbers. The Monza SP2 was priced at about $1.8 million new, and given that only 499 were produced, the current market price is probably significantly more, given Ferrari's penchant for small volume exclusivity and its artisanal approach. The Ferrari Monza SP2 has every aspect of the Ferrari vehicles and also has intact traditional design features that connect the driver to earlier editions of Ferrari vehicles, and it will not be a surprise to anyone that as a part of the Ferrari team, Leclerc owns one. Not content with just one Ferrari? Well, Max Verstappen has another in his collection, the Ferrari 488 Pista. This type of car is a real driver's car, designed to provide the best performance so that anybody driving the car will feel like a race car driver. 488 Pista has a 3.9-liter bi-turbo V8 which delivers 710 horsepower and 742 Nm of torque. It is indeed a car that is designed and developed for high performance, cutting through every tiny detail that makes a car what it is. The 488 Pista does not catch breathers with a top speed of about 211 miles per hour. It will accelerate from 0 to 60 in 2.8 seconds, a time that endows it with furious power that is comparable with some of the world's most powerful cars. The Pista, just like the Monza SP2, is a Ferrari that with distinguishable speed is also very balanced, as is a great driving car. Although it's not as exclusive as the Monza, the 488 Pista is a limited production car as only about 3,000 were made. When new, it was going for around $330,000. However, such a car is very rare, and given its performance figures, it may sell for around $400,000. Max Verstappen's 488 Pista has shown the world that the youngster is not only interested in power and speed on the straight, this car is a car for a purist, for someone who understands driving dynamics, as it can be understood by Max whenever he is in action. Now, while Max might have the 488 Pista, Charles Leclerc has a slightly more entry-level Ferrari in his collection with the Ferrari 488 GTB. While this car might not have the raw power of the Pista, it is still a formidable machine in its own right. Powered by a 3.9-liter twin-turbocharged V8 engine, the 488 GTB produces 660 horsepower and 561 pound-feet of torque. This car is a bit more refined compared to the Pista, but that doesn't mean it's lacking in performance. With a top speed of around 205 miles per hour, the Ferrari 488 GTB isn't as quick as the Pista, but it's no slouch either. The acceleration is still staggering, with 0 to 60 miles per hour taking just 3 seconds. The 488 GTB's real appeal is its ability to combine Ferrari's racing DNA with everyday usability. It's a car that feels right at home on the track, but it's also capable of being driven comfortably on the road. The 488 GTB was priced around $250,000 when new, and now, with around 3,000 units produced, it's likely worth about $300,000 today. For Leclerc, the 488 GTB is a car that strikes a perfect balance between performance and luxury, a true testament to Ferrari's engineering prowess. Okay, but here's where it all gets crazy and topsy-turvy. Max Verstappen's car collection isn't just about speed, luxury, or exclusivity. It turns out he actually owns one of the most iconic and rarest race cars in the world, and no, it's not a modern hypercar. This car could be worth millions today, and it's the kind of machine that only the most legendary drivers could ever dream of owning. Wait until you hear what it is. It's going to blow your mind. Now, you might expect Verstappen's car collection to be filled with European supercars and hypercars, but he's got a surprise for you with the Dodge Challenger SRT Demon. This American muscle car is all about raw power, and it's one of the most beastly cars in Max's collection. Under the hood, you'll find a 6.2-liter supercharged V8 engine that churns out an astonishing 840 horsepower. This car can launch from 0 to 60 in just 2.3 seconds, which makes it one of the fastest accelerating cars in the world. The SRT Demon's top speed is only around 168 miles per hour, but with a car like this, it's all about acceleration and power rather than outright speed. The original price of the Dodge Challenger SRT Demon was about $85,000, but due to its limited production as only 3,300 units were made, the car is now worth significantly more, closer to $100,000. It's a bit of an outlier in Verstappen's collection, but it's a testament to his appreciation for American muscle cars and engineering. When it comes to Max's collection, the SRT Demon shows that he's not afraid to embrace the loud, untamed side of car culture, or American culture really. After all, what's life without a little horsepower and burnout? Now, no serious car enthusiast collection is complete without a Porsche, and Charles Leclerc is no exception. One of the standout cars in Leclerc's fleet is the Porsche 911 GT3 RS. This is a car that's often regarded as one of the best driver's cars ever made, and for good reason. The 911 GT3 RS is powered by a 4.0-liter naturally aspirated flat-six engine, which produces 520 horsepower and 470 Nm of torque. While the horsepower may seem modest compared to some of the other cars in this battle, It's the handling and driving dynamics that make the GT3 RS truly special. And just wait until we dive into why the 911 GT3 RS is considered one of the best driver's cars in the world. It's all about the experience. With a top speed of around 193 miles per hour, the 911 GT3 RS isn't about outright acceleration. Instead, it's all about precision, cornering, and the feel of the road. The 911 GT3 RS has become a favorite among driving purists because of its unparalleled handling, and it's a car that feels just as comfortable on a track as it does on winding country roads. Although it would probably feel out of place in West Virginia with those country roads. The original price of a Porsche 911 GT3 RS was around $160,000, but these cars are now worth closer to $200,000, especially in excellent condition. For Leclerc, the GT3 RS is a reminder of his roots in racing. This car is meant to be driven hard, much like he does every time he gets behind the wheel of a Formula One car. But who has the true crown when it comes to these amazing machines? Stick with me, we're about to reveal which collection truly takes the prize. Now that we've broken down some of the key cars in Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc's collection, it's time to answer the ultimate question. Who has the better collection? Max Verstappen has the edge when it comes to sheer speed and cutting-edge technology. The Aston Martin Valkyrie, with its insane horsepower and futuristic design, is a car that stands out in any collection. However, Charles Leclerc's Ferrari-centric collection leans heavily into the legacy and emotional appeal of one of the most iconic brands in the automotive world. From the Ferrari Monza SP2 to the 488 GTB, Leclerc's collection is about more than just speed. It's about driving, excitement, and history. In the end, it's all about personal preference. If you want raw speed and modern tech, Max Verstappen's collection will blow your mind. But if you're after a more refined driving experience with a touch of Ferrari mystique, Charles Leclerc's collection is second to none. So what do you think? Who's got the better garage? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss another deep dive into the world of celebrity cars, extreme car collections, and everything in between. We'll see you next time, and thanks for watching.